We met offline after an online romance. He said he was a courier. I said I did hotel housekeeping. To save up for marriage, we set up a street stall every night after work. Later, we ran into each other at a high society party. He turned out to be the Smith family heir, and I was the fiancée he swore he'd rather die than marry. I fell for someone while gaming. He was insanely skilled, had a great voice, and was a total hottie. We agreed to meet in real life, but as a cautious rich kid, I couldn't let on. I had money, so I told him I dropped out of high school and was working hotel housekeeping. I said, "I've got an older brother with a mental disability. I'm sorry my circumstances are too poor. I don't deserve you." As soon as I sent it, he went silent. For more than 10 minutes, the chat kept showing, "The other person is typing." I figured he was struggling with how to turn me down. I didn't expect him to reply. I only finished high school too, and I'm delivering packages now. We're the same, no one's out of anyone's league. So we set a walk in People's Park. I wore a 5.9 yuan t-shirt with free shipping from a bargain app, a 19.9 yuan skirt with free shipping, and carried 2 lemonades from Mixue. After a few minutes, Jason Smith arrived. He had on a simple white tennis shirt, long legs, joggers that didn't quite cover his ankles, and a pair of giant logo Adidogs. Strong brows, bright eyes, not catfished at all. He was even hotter than I'd imagined. My little heart did a satisfied flutter. Jason jogged up and stopped beside me, a fine sheen of sweat on his forehead, bringing a warm early summer breeze with him. He apologized first. "Sorry, couldn't find parking for a bit and held us up." I nodded, understanding. "Parking is rough here. I've gotten ticketed a bunch of times." "Wait, hold up. You have a car?" Jason froze, his expression stiffening. I've got an e-scooter. That way, when I've got time, I can also deliver takeout on the side." "Oh, tough gig, 2 jobs. No wonder he's in such great shape with all that daily mileage. And he's not even tanned, his skin's great. I almost drooled and had to wipe it fast." I said, "With work that hard, you've still got to protect your rest." Stars of gratitude lit up in Jason's eyes. He flipped it back on me. "We're all grinding. College grads can't even find jobs now. Housekeeping must be tiring too, right?" That one stumped me. Pretty tiring. The work itself is one thing. The main issue is, it's service. Some guests are really rude and look down on me. Jason nodded in sympathy. "Same with our line of work. You always run into unreasonable customers." Afraid he'd keep asking and I'd slip up, I shoved the lemonade into his hand. He said, touched, "I've never had a drink this pricey. Before this, I only ever picked up takeout from the store." That line hit me right in the feels. "It's nothing. It's only 8 yuan. Don't worry about it." He grinned with a boyish sweetness that dazzled me in the sun. Then wait. Not right. My persona is a housekeeper making 3-0 a month. For a 4 yuan cup of lemonade. I shouldn't be using the word only. Thankfully, Jason was busy grinning like a goof and didn't catch my character-breaking slip. I papered it over. It's my first time. First time drinking something this cheap. I took a cautious sip. What the heck? It tasted exactly like the 300 a cup lemonade, downstairs from my place. Outrageous. I've been a sucker for years. We kept walking and accidentally wandered into the park's matchmaking corner. A crowd of enthusiastic aunties and uncles swarmed us. "Wow, you two are good looking. You must be siblings, right? Single, right? Come on, Auntie will find you a match." Seeing we were about to be swept away by the tide, Jason grabbed my wrist in a panic and shouted, "We're married!" Then we used their brief shock to break through the circle. A booming auntie voice chased us. "Then come back after you divorce." Jason dragged me as we sprinted, laughing as we ran, until we finally stopped on the road at the far side of the park. Both of us bent over, breathless and cracking up. A supercar was parked by the curb. A few traffic cops were ticketing up the street. Jason's movements went rigid. I followed his gaze. A Ferrari sleek lines. Objectively gorgeous. No wonder he couldn't look away. I comforted him. Those are all driven by the nouveau riche. Walking's better green and healthy. I mean, I've got one too, but that doesn't stop me from roasting myself. He said, yeah, and they park everywhere. No class, those nouveau riche. As someone who's racked up a few tickets, don't take it personally. He added, let's go eat, my treat. There's a shopping street right across from the park, and as soon as we stepped into the mall, I ran into someone I knew. My bestie Julia, head-to-toe Chanel, carrying the latest handbag, with a sales associate trailing behind. We wouldn't have crossed paths, but the associate had sharp eyes and spotted me. She called out warmly, Miss Isabel is here too! Me. Gee, thanks. I snapped my face away so fast I nearly tweaked my neck, but Julia still saw me. She rushed out of the boutique, eyeing the loose threads on my clothes and the Mixway lemonade in my hand. I sped up, hoping to slip away now or never, but Julia clearly walks faster than I do. She cut me off. What are you playing at? Fine. Showtime. I wailed. I'm sorry, miss. When I came to your house as a maid last time, I shouldn't have complained that your cat's poop stinks, even though it really does. But you already docked my pay. No need to come yell at me again, I said. I'm leaving. You'll never see me again. I wish you and your cat all the best, and I hope you find a new maid who doesn't mind the smell. Then I grabbed Jason's arm and hauled him forward. Jason was angry on my behalf. She docked your pay for nothing. I blinked guiltily. Rich people are all like that, cold-blooded. He shot me a level look. Do you not really like rich people? I said, a lot of rich guys are players, and their character's not great. Jason fell silent. After a long pause, he said, there are a few rich people who are actually decent. Oh, I know because I'm one of them. But I put on a skeptical face. Don't empathize with capitalists! We stopped in front of a beautifully decorated barbecue spot. I hesitated. Looks pricey. Jason, big spender. It's fine. I'm loaded. I make 6,000 a month. I played along with an awed, wow. 6,000 a month? That's twice my made-up salary. Just then, 2 girls walked past us, chatting about mortgages. With housing prices this high, my mortgage alone is 6,000 yuan a month. How could I dare get married? And have kids? Great. We hadn't even eaten, and I could already feel the pain of a poor couple's life. I coughed, pretended I hadn't heard, and said, let's go in. I'm starving. While ordering, that 6,000 kept echoing in my head, so I quietly did the math, aiming to keep the total under 150. But Jason didn't get my noble intentions at all. Afraid I wouldn't have enough, he enthusiastically ordered a mountain of food. Mid-meal, my dad called. He cut straight to it. The Smith family's boy is back in the country. When are you two going to meet? A few months ago, I suddenly learned I had a fiancé, the grandson of Grandpa's old war buddy. Back then, the 2 elders had made a verbal pact to become in-laws. The Smiths came back to handle company business, and brought it up again. My family's been yammering about it non-stop, which drove me to hide in gaming, to distress, and, by happy accident, that's how I met Jason. I fobbed my dad off. Told you I don't like him and don't want to meet. That's that. I'm eating right now. Don't ruin my mood. What if I get indigestion and malnutrition? I hung up. Faced with Jason's concerned look, I gave a bleak smile. We're poor. To get a wife for my disabled older brother. My dad wants to sell me to the village chief's son for the bride price. But I won't cave. Jason set down the tongs, troubled. If anything's wrong, you have to tell me. I'm actually very rich. I hummed, thinking, no matter how rich you are, you won't beat me. Near the end of the meal, I slipped to the register. The cashier was a girl with a hair bun. I said, settle the bill for table 8, but don't tell the guy sitting with me. Bun girl. What do you mean? I said, when we come up to pay, tell us we're the 100th table today, and we won a free meal. Bun girl. Got it. I understand. I paid and sauntered back like nothing happened. Jason stood to go pay too. Worried the front desk would forget my instructions. I followed, then froze. The cashier had changed. Now there was a girl with twin pigtails at the register. The moment she saw us, she gave Jason a small nod. A face full of, "Leave it to me. No problem." But her acting was a bit over the top. "Wow, congratulations, you two get a free meal today." Jason and I shared a smile, like it was all part of the plan. He said, "Really? We're that lucky?" Pigtails said, "Yes, today is our boss lady's divorce anniversary." "For real? What are the odds?" Jason's brow pinched. "A divorce anniversary? That's not exactly auspicious." Pigtails, sorry, I'm not great at improvising. "Then today is also her second wedding anniversary, so we're celebrating. How's that reason?" Suddenly, the door behind the register swung open, and the bun-haired girl came out. The instant she saw me, she threw me a look and shouted, "Don't take their money! They're our 100th table today, and just won a free meal." Chaos ensued. Pigtails and Bun Girl turned their backs and whispered for ages, then came back looking troubled. "Because of a glitch in the payment system, your table drew the free meal twice. Let me send you a red envelope." What on earth was this restaurant doing? Jason and I walked out, holding the boss lady's second marriage red envelope. Jason said, "I'll take you to the subway." But I'd already called the family driver to pick me up at this corner. I refused 3 times in a row. No, really, don't. "Where's your e-scooter? I'll give you a ride." Jason's happy smile faded. He was quiet for a beat. "How about we just go home separately?" I figured he didn't want me to see his scooter male pride and all. I looked at him sincerely. "Can I see your e-scooter?" I can't even afford one. For some reason, that made him look even more desperate. He forced out, "Okay, a scooter I can have. I just don't remember where I parked it. Let's go look." On the way to find it, my phone rang Uncle Yan, the driver. I covered the mic and whispered, "Uncle Yan, circle a few more times." "Don't pick me up yet," Uncle Yan said. "Miss, I've circled 10 times. The traffic cops have stopped me twice to check my license." I said, "It's fine. It's not fake. Let them check." No sooner had I said it than I spotted my familiar Rolls-Royce at the curb. Uncle Yan, exasperated, pulled out his license for the cop. "Officer, I just have gas to burn, that's all. I'm not a spy casing the area." "Cop. Is that so? Your accent doesn't sound right to me." Uncle Yan protested. "I'm speaking standard Mandarin." I walked right past them, holding it together just a little more, and I'd be in the car. Jason finally found his scooter. It was pink. I watched him wobble off on that e-scooter and felt a twinge guy's got it rough. Rides like that and still does food delivery on the side. After a sigh, I got in with Uncle Yan and headed home. The moment I stepped in, Julia was on the sofa. She gave a cold little laugh. "Well, what kind of wild stunt were you pulling today?" I had to come clean. "Playing poor to scam people?" "Isabel, you're something else." "Dating a courier? What, planning to forage wild greens with him? His annual salary doesn't even cover 1 month of your yacht's berth." I had no comeback. The talk ended badly. That night, I went clubbing with her at a new bar. I wore a cami and heavy makeup. Lights were flashing. But I just stayed in the booth, texting Jason, staying in character, scrubbing toilets, exhausted. "Jason, I just finished deliveries. I'll come help you scrub." I shot upright. No. The hotel doesn't allow non-staff inside." "Jason, I have a way." "Tell me which hotel." Self-inflicted disaster. I put down my phone and dropped to my knees before Julia. "Her family runs hotels. Sis, my one and only sis, please save my life this time." Once I got her on board, we bolted for the door. Suddenly I stopped short and nearly fell on the steps. I pointed at a handsome figure ahead. "That guy looks like Jason." He wore a simple white shirt. Shining level handsome, but that wasn't the point. The point was, We were about to walk right into him. Have you ever risked your life for love? I have. I slipped into the hallway shadows and grabbed a passing waiter. 10 grand if you hand over your uniform. The waiter winced. Ma'am, we're a respectable bar. Not what I meant. I threw on his jacket, grabbed the tray with drinks and napkins, splashed a drink on my face, and wiped it with napkins barely enough to ruin the heavy makeup. By the time I finished, Jason was right beside me. In the narrow corridor, we came face to face. I struck first. Aren't you delivering takeout? What are you doing here? Next to him stood a stylish guy with dreads, wearing a question mark. Takeout? What takeout? Jason reacted fast and shoved him. You just ate and forgot already? He squinted, a warning in his eyes. I'm the delivery guy. You ordered snail noodles and squatted on the curb to eat it. Don't you remember? The guy blinked. Are you out of your mind? Jason said, yeah, he took medicine, ate too fast. I even went to buy digestion tablets. That's why he called me in to get the cash. Okay, that actually sounded plausible. Calming down, Jason stared at my jacket and my dripping face. Why are you here? I'm part-timing at the bar. They pay more per hour to scrub toilets. The pity in Jason's eyes was about to overflow. How many toilets are left? I'll help. Then he shot a glare at the stylish guy. You said you're the owner here? I want to stay and scrub toilets. You got a problem with that? Me? No way. You're welcome. Come every day. I'll even sell tickets and charge admission. Jason and I each took a brush and stood at the restroom door, feet refusing to go in. Was this money really worth it? Why don't you wait outside? I said. I'm experienced. I'll be quick. Once you leave, I'll just loiter a few minutes and walk out. Jason wouldn't budge. An extra pair of hands helps. I'm not leaving you alone. Damn. Why are you so stubborn? Funny, painful, and a little sweet. A swirl of emotions hit me. I tried to talk him down again, but Jason cut me off. Enough talking. The sooner we finish, the sooner I can take you home. He lunged forward, but the owner, who'd been watching for laughs, stopped him. Ahem, it's not that I won't give you the chance. It's just too many people need this job. He pointed to the male models on the dance floor. They all want to scrub toilets. The models all hopped down and surrounded us. Bro, give me this toilet and you'll be my savior. Sis, my baby's only 3. We can't even afford the hospital. I really need this job. You don't look 20. You have a 3-year-old? I asked. The model scratched his head. I meant my dog. He's alive too. Then they swarmed in and snatched the brushes from me and Jason. We locked eyes and I felt wildly relieved inside. On my face, though, I forced a pained smile. Looks like they need the job more than I do. Jason let out a breath. Yeah, doing a good deed once in a while isn't bad, I said. Then I'm off the clock too. Let's head out. I just wanted to escape that unlucky bar. We walked side by side on the road outside. The wind had a chill, and we both shivered. Jason noticed and stepped in front of me as a shield. I'll take you home, he said. Dizzy. I murmured okay. Then he asked, where do you live? Great. Now I was sober. Where do I live? The Riverside View Villas? Obviously not on brand for my persona. My CPU fried. But I finally came up with, I live in the Riverside Hotel dorms. Julia's hotel about a 30-minute drive from here. Where's your e-scooter? Take me back, I said. Jason hesitated. The scooter got stolen. Let's grab a cab. I wavered. But at this hour, cabs are pricey. Jason gave an easy smile. Can't have you out here in the wind. When he said that, he sounded like one of those domineering CEOs. I pressed my flushed cheeks, realizing I must be out of my mind. What delivery guy talks like a CEO? At the hotel entrance, Jason and I said a soulful goodbye, while Julia stood with arms crossed, coolly pointing at the lawn by the door. See that lawn? I'm saving it for you. From now on, all the wild greens at my hotel are yours to dig, Julia added. When you finish with China, I'll fly you to Europe. Wherever my hotels are, the greens are yours." I was speechless. Wow, thanks so much. In the presidential suite, I was scrolling before bed when the algorithm pushed me a little red book post. Friends. Today, I laughed myself rich. I'm a humble office worker at the domestic branch of a multinational. Today, I met the big boss's son for the first time, our future GM. Not because of my elite slacking skills, but because of my poverty. Here's what happened. Our company treats people well, so everyone basically has a car. Only I ride a beat-up little e-scooter every day. At noon, I rode past the manager's secretary, and he commandeered my scooter on the spot. Said he needed to lend it to the GM. I thought it was a joke, but afterward the GM actually came to thank me. He's insanely handsome and very polite, but that's not the point. The point is, he said he'd give me an extra month's bonus. I'm truly the chosen little god of wealth. The comments were all, "Soak up that bonus and gimme that luck." I laughed and typed a quick rubbing in. But that night, I couldn't stop having nightmares. In them, I was dirt poor, digging wild greens around the world. And in the end, I turned into a rabbit from eating too many. In the morning, as I left the hotel, my eyes kept drifting to the lawn outside. I couldn't help pulling a blade of grass and taking a bite P2E. Bitter. As my feelings for Jason deepened, I started planning how to confess my family background to him. To avoid looking like a scammer, I decided to do it step by step. I asked, "Busy with work lately?" Jason replied instantly, "Volume's up a bit, but overall okay." I said, "When you've got time, read more live-in son-in-law novels. They'll come in handy later." I figured he hadn't read any, so I explained. It's a genre. Stories about a man who marries into a wealthy family and works hard to win his wife's heart. Jason, I don't really get it, but okay. Then I remembered something else. I'm tied up this weekend, so we might not be able to meet. My family and the Smith Group were launching a major partnership. The signing ceremony was Sunday morning, big deal, and I had to attend. I dodged it 1,000 times, but the meetup with that whatever his name was had to happen sooner or later. Feeling guilty, I texted Jason, "No matter what, I really do like you." Jason sensed something off. "Did something happen?" I said, "I'm going back to the village this weekend to take care of something and have to meet the village chief's son, but I will absolutely not like him." Jason, whatever it is, you have to tell me. Don't carry it alone. I'm going back to my hometown for a banquet this week too. When I'm back, I want to introduce you to my family. I answered okay. After putting down my phone, I swore to crush my parents' hopes at the celebration. Childhood betrothal or not, I would never, ever be with that whatever his name is. The celebration was at the Megan's Hotel, entire ballroom booked. When I arrived, a reporter shoved a mic at me. "Ms. Isabel, we hear you have a marriage arrangement with the Smith heir. Does this project plan between your companies mean a deeper collaboration ahead?" I said, "The childhood betrothal was just a joke among elders. Our families have always enjoyed close cooperation. We don't need a business marriage to strengthen ties." The reporter's eyes lit up. "We hear you and the Smith heir don't get along. Is that true? What's your view of the childhood betrothal?" I wore my corporate smile. "Mr. Smith and I have never met. The don't get along rumor is nonsense. As for the betrothal, just an elder's joke." With that, I didn't linger and hurried into the hall. The place was packed. I glanced across and spotted a familiar back handcrafted couture suit, tall and sharp. It tugged at something in my memory. A name popped into my head. Then I dismissed it as overthinking. How could it be Jason? He was on the road back to his hometown. I kept my eyes straight ahead and headed for my seat when the hall suddenly dimmed. Spotlights gathered into a giant beam in the darkness. No way. A bad feeling crept up. Don't tell me they're going full spectacle. The beam landed squarely on me. The MC's voice boomed. "Please welcome the new project lead, Ms. Isabel." After introducing me, another beam dropped from above onto someone else. "And Mr. Jason Smith, please come to the stage." I turned to look. My never-before-seen fiancé was very handsome. Under the lights, his features looked even more chiseled, elegant and poised, the perfect gentleman. The only problem was he looked way too familiar, very much like my boyfriend who claimed he was at a hometown banquet. Applause rolled through the hall. People around us were congratulating our two companies on a powerhouse alliance that would stir up the market. But the waves inside me were enough to flip the entire hall. Jason? Is that really Jason? I must be dreaming. Maybe my subconscious despised the courier identity. So it conjured this? I stared at him. He stared at me. Jason and I turned to stone in the middle of the applause. Only when the whispers around us grew louder did I regain control of my body and mechanically climb the steps. Jason walked beside me. I reached over and pinched his elbow. Did that hurt? Jason shook his head. I've gone numb. We were so close I could clearly see the tear mole under his eye, and his voice matched my memory perfectly. It was really you. The MC rattled off her carefully prepared lines. My face stayed blank. Inside, I was cursing up a storm. Liar. Bastard. A courier. Huh? You spun me in circles. Collaboration. Work with someone this dishonest and my family will go bankrupt tomorrow. The MC handed me a mic. Ms. Isabel, would you like to share your thoughts? I said, I'm filled with emotion. Our company passed from my grandfather to my father, and our family creed has always been honesty and steady business. Today reminds me again to be an honest person, eat, sleep, and tell the truth. May society be free of deceit. She laughed. Very philosophical. Jason said, Ms. Isabel is right. The MC's eyes said, You two are giving me nothing. This is hard to carry alone. Luckily, she was a pro, silver-tongued, and held the stage by herself. Once Jason and I exchanged signed contracts, she finally exhaled. Let's all wish for a smooth partnership and a new chapter between our groups, she said, and then beat a hasty retreat, leaving the cue, A to the press. The same female reporter who'd interviewed me snagged the mic. Mr. Smith, how do you view a union between the families? We just spoke with Ms. Isabel, and she seemed extremely resistant to the match. Jason shot me a glance. Must be a plant from a rival firm. Why not ask about the project? I met his look with a full-on glare. A faint smile tugged at Jason's mouth. I actually think our elders are insightful. Their decisions fill me with admiration. The reporter's eyes glittered. So you're satisfied with the match, Mr. Smith? Is this a business journal or a gossip rag? How did they sneak in? The reporter pivoted to me. Miss Isabel, we just received some photos from netizens. What's your comment? What photos? I took a look and saw clear shots of me and Jason eating at KFC. Crystal clear. No room to deny. I forced it anyway. Just table sharing at mealtime. Please don't overthink it. Reporter, really? I don't buy it. Me. Ask Mr. Smith. His lifelong dream, from childhood to now, has been to eat KFC. At least that's what he said on our date. I signaled the MC to pass the mic to the next reporter. Thanks for playing along. After the celebration, everyone gets a brand new LV. If you don't have a real question, don't ask. I'm starving, let's eat. The crowd burst into genuine applause. I wanted to leave and to land a punch on Jason, but neither of us could go before it ended. My dad and Uncle Smith sat at the head table, clinking glasses and talking prospects. Jason and I stood beside them, trading death stares, trying to kill each other with our eyes. We didn't speak, we texted. Me, how's the village banquet? Courier boy, you sure can spin a tale. Jason, is the village chief's son handsome? Hotel maid, you're no better. Me, huh, didn't you grow up overseas? Your Chinese idioms are pretty slick. Our phones kept dinging till my dad finally snapped. Put the phones away and go talk to Jason about work. Me, nothing to discuss. I'm not interested in deliveries. Just then, a waitress walked by. We accidentally made eye contact and both froze. I knew her. Once, when Jason came to see me at the hotel, I pretended to be a new hire and cleaned with her. Emily clocked me. Why are you slacking here? Did you scrub the restroom toilets yet? Then she turned to Jason. Oh, you're here too. I've got a few packages to send, swing by to pick them up. And off she floated, leaving a mess behind. My dad. What did she mean? What toilets? What packages? I shoved Jason forward. No idea. Ask him what packages. Under the weight of 4 eyes, sweat beaded on Jason's forehead. I held my breath, guilty as sin. Thankfully, someone came over to toast him. He leaned in, all warmth. You need financing, right? I remember your company. The project's kinda terrible, but we can talk today. So the 4-eyed pressure shifted to me. I spun in place and couldn't find a single person to talk to. I clutched my stomach. I don't feel well. Everyone leave me alone. I barely made it to the end. The whole day was a nightmare. In bed, eyes open. Jason the liar. I'm furious. Eyes shut. Whatever. Drop it. Go to sleep. Eyes open again. I'm an idiot. I checked my phone. Damn. 3 a.m. All Jason's fault. I couldn't resist. Me. You liar. Jason. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to. Me. Why are you still up? Jason. I'm still shaken. Can't sleep. Me. Perfect. Long night ahead. Reflect on your sins. The next day, Julia came over to mock me at close range. After hearing my tragic saga, she skipped sympathy and congratulated me on escaping a life of foraging wild greens. I downed my champagne. This is brutal. First relationship and it blows up. Maybe I should go loveless and chase my career. Julia, you two lied to each other. Then got exposed, textbook romance legend. Legend my foot. Will be industry jokes by morning. I sighed, like my soul had left my body. Julia, by the way, I brought something. She held up a few bags. Delivered to the hotel dorm for the courier. Guess he wanted to surprise you. I brought them over. I waved it off. Tossed them. I regretted it the second it left my mouth. Under Julia's teasing gaze, I backpedaled. I'm just curious. A card slipped out first. Isabel. These are knockoffs I bought online. 10 yuan each, super cheap. Hope you like them. Jason. I pulled the clothes out, nothing but Chanel. Perfectly matching Julia's jacket today. Julia, I'm never wearing Chanel again. But how do you feel seeing this? I was a little moved. Not that I'd admit it. Means nothing to me. Would Levi care if someone gifted him poems? Julia snorted. Suit yourself stubborn from head to toe. I walked her out and noticed people moving in and out of the villa across the street. New neighbors? The last neighbor was an insufferable rich guy. Mistresses 1, 2, N, all brawling. I even bought binoculars to watch the drama. Then he went bankrupt, and the modern wuxia show ended. His mess was part of why I hid my identity with Jason. I stared at the villa a beat too long, and saw Jason stride out past the fountain. You, again. He pointed to the house across the street. I bought it. Oh, congrats, I said, trying to leave. Jason stepped in fast to block me. What do you actually want to say? He took a breath. Fine. I'm here to apologize. I shouldn't have lied. Me. Heard you. Haven't decided to forgive you. And you can skip those son-in-law novels. You might not get the chance. Wait. In a panic, Jason braced one hand against the wall beside me. I didn't mean to lie. When you said you were a hotel maid and not good enough for me, I was afraid if I told the truth, you'd think I was a scammer and block me. I didn't catch a word after. Wait. All I could think was, did he just wall pin me? From this distance, I could see the red in his eyes. So he really didn't sleep. I nodded, satisfied. We scammed each other. Thief. Robbing thief. But relationships need honesty. And clearly neither of us has that virtue. I tilted my chin. Go home, neighbor. This street is the line in the sand. Back home, the sight of Jason's clothes made me even antsier. My dad came downstairs to throw fuel on the fire. Jason's coming for dinner tonight. Why? Since when does he get to come whenever he wants? My dad ignored me. You can go to his place too. I raged, powerless. Fine. You eat. I'm going out. Out where? To scrub toilets for the Megan's hotel? I stammered. You know, I'm not ready to face that stupidity yet. Dad snorted. Jason came by this morning. Says he's moving back to China. You know what that means, right? I needed quiet. I drove off in my Rolls, and a Maybach tailed me. A glance in the rearview. Jason. Of course. Let's see if you can keep up. To shake him, I ignored the GPS and took random turns. I ended up at People's Park, our first date spot. I zoned out for a second and caught a glimpse of a Ferrari in the mirror. Great. I hit the gas and looped the intersection again and again until a traffic cop flagged me down. License, please. He eyed my car. Not long ago, there was another suspicious person driving this model. I pointed at the Ferrari. That driver just got back from the States. Might not have a domestic license. Maybe check him. The officer marched off with purpose, praising my excellent Mandarin first. I found a spot, parked, and slipped into People's Park. No sign of Jason. I wandered and somehow wound up at the matchmaking corner again. Same familiar faces. The same auntie saw me and waved, thrilled. Girl, what are you doing here? I said sadly. Got divorced. Auntie, set me up again. Please. No problem, she said, tugging me along for a full lap. I'm an old hand here. Everyone's stats are in my head. What are you looking for? I thought of Jason. Rich. Like tens of billions rich. I added. And as handsome as my ex-husband. Auntie, none of that here. With standards that high, I suggest you two remarry. I pouted. But he's dishonest. He lied to me. Auntie got serious. What did he lie about? Me. He's loaded, but told me he wasn't. How is pretending to be poor lying? People can play poor, but shouldn't be truly poor. Better rich than broke, right? My mouth twitched. Auntie, you're quite the persuader. I'm starting to think he paid you. Auntie blinked guiltily. Haha, that obvious? Then embarrassed. I didn't want to, but Jason paid too much. What is this world? No sincerity left. She gave a sheepish smile. But my advice is sincere. Think it over. Follow your heart. As she finished, Jason stepped out from behind a tree with 2 Mixue lemonades. So he hadn't been driving unlicensed. He sat on the other end of the bench. We said nothing. He set a lemonade by my hand. I was thirsty and decided not to torture myself. I took a sip. Jason said, I pulled an all-nighter on a PPT. Take a look. He handed me an A4 brick. I flipped a few pages, detailed records of everything about him. Photos from every age, education, history, even personal assets, down to 2 decimal places. I did a sneaky tally, thankfully. Not richer than me. Jason said, I stayed up a few nights to make this resume. Isabel, I've got no secrets from you. Can you forgive me? On that, I had my share of blame too. I gripped my phone and asked, a little hesitant, can you forgive me for lying? Jason nodded hard. Of course. A breeze sent peach blossoms spinning. The scent made me drowsy. I yawned. Fine. We're even. I'll keep the file. Wait for me. When will you finish and give me an answer? Jason blinked. I'll try, but I'm slammed, I said. Jason volunteered. What are you busy with? I can help. Heading home to sleep. He had nothing for that. He sighed. No problem. I can wait. Take your time. All right. Let's go. I stood, brushed petals off my skirt, and held out my hand to him. Come home for dinner.